Hi, everybody. This is another edition of our Lanterra VIP Platinum Agent Spotlight webinars. And Ann and I are pleased to introduce you to Sujan and Mathany of Remax Crossroads and I believe new release condos, your new trade name. How's that going?
Going very well, amazing. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having us, Mark. And it's been a wonderful pleasure for us all the way from 2006. It's almost 15 plus years of happy journey.
Happy journey, many adventures.
Yeah.
Hi, you guys. Hi, Mathany.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having us. It's an honor to be here with Lanterra, Mark, and Ann. Thank you for this opportunity.
So for those of you who are listening, Sujan and Mathany, the team of Sujan and Mathany are one of the most successful and most prolific real estate agents in the city. We've had a very long relationship with them at Lanterra. And quite frankly, we're not just business associates, we've become very good friends. And we cherish that. Now, 2020 has been a really tough year for everybody. And I could tell you, Ann and I were in awe. There's some people who crawled into a hole, and some people went out there and became our COVID crushers. And you guys have been busy and active. We follow your social media platforms and you're busy as ever. So how's it been the year's been going for you?
To answer to that question, Mark, I always think about in a way that we live in a country where a population of 37.7 million almost, according to the UN stats, and the population is represent only 0.48% of the entire world population. And we are in the G7 countries, and this is one of the richest nation in the country. So in terms of what is going on, all these, even though it's a world pandemic, and this is almost like a small glitch when we go back in history, what is going to happen, or maybe what will be happening in 10 years from time now. So what we could consider right now, look for the opportunity, how we can utilize that and pivot the moment in terms of the times what we have, how we can, improve ourselves going forward. That should be the goal rather than looking for, the problems. And so it's really helped me in terms of scale it back and look for opportunities where we can improve what happened in the last 5 years, how we can turn things around, and where we could improve a lot, and putting time and energy on that.
So what are you telling your clients to expect for 2021?
Well, 2021 is going to be a bit challenging because when we look overall, it's more like pent-up demand versus forecast on terms of speculation. So in the last 5 years, in terms of pre-construction, we had a good, I would say it's a bull market. But right now, especially in 2020, even though we still have about 10 more days to go, it's been a bit challenging year for everybody. It's not just only in Toronto. It's, I would say, probably the, entire globally in terms of real estate. So how 2021 is going to be influenced to those individuals who are interested in buying, or maybe who's holding multiple units. The rental market is kind of pulling the entire industry, but it is a short-term glitch compared to what is going to be happening in 2022, 23, 24, going forward in 5 years from now. Most of the, if you look at the main fundamental of real estate, what is really a key point driving the market is, number one is employment, number two, immigration, and then in terms of growth in the local economy or local market. The last 8 months, the border is completely shut off. So immigration is completely, turned off pretty much like on and off switch, no immigration coming in. And the employment skyrocketed almost like 13.5% close to April, May time. Now it's dropped back to close to 7.5. Having said that, but nobody's talking about, Mark, people or the employment officers who pivoted work from home. So downsize the entire work structure and saying, okay, we are giving you work from home options. So therefore you don't need to come to work. So the entire, I would say close to 30 or 40% of the sector in downtown core has been affected because of people who just working from home. So that is the main influential in terms of driving the rental market demand lower. Other than that, whenever we launching a new site, we always look close by to walk score or transit score. Plus, we always look for universities, UFT or Ryerson or George Brown. And if you look at the numbers, like almost 60,000, including full-time and part-time in UFT, Ryerson is almost close to 40,000. And George Brown campus is another 32,000. That's OCAD, that's close to 4,500. So if you combine, that's almost like close to 120,000 of full-time and part-time students. Most of the universities are going online. So that really bring the demand for the rentals. That is what is hurting the market. But when these borders open up, in few months, let's say vaccination, everything's back to normal, it's the pent-up demand will come back. It will absorb what is really, tagging the market. We all hope that way. So I'm advising my clients, it's a matter of waiting a couple of more months. But when the clients kind of panic and call me and say, Sujan, like, what should I do? Shall I sell my unit? I always advise them, if you can keep your unit 6 months vacant without any trouble, don't even bother selling it. And at the end of the day, it's about writing it off also for them. Even whatever they lost, let's say 2,000 a month times 6 months, 12,000 or 15,000, it's a write-off for them end of the year. And if they look at the 5-year growth of the chart, no matter what, they're going to make money. So this is a short-term glitch, but they have to look for opportunities where people are trying to sell because they cannot close the deal or they cannot get financing. We are looking for opportunities to buy those places, or, I'm working with my investors to look for that type of opportunities to seize the market.
So you're looking to buy now and sell a little later?
100%. Buy and never sell, hold pretty much.
Like wait 6 months. Like I was kind of that theory. I was thinking myself, wait about 6 months because things will change.
So you know from all of our experiences that Ann and I work really hard designing units and planning for the future projects and demographics. What advice would you give us? And Ann, you may want to jump in over here. In terms of post-COVID, would people look for bigger apartments, 1-bedroom plus dens, 2 bedrooms? How do you see post-COVID on the residential high-rise market being affected?
And it doesn't matter versus, I think that's a question too. Are people going to want to be local, or are they going to want to be out in the burbs? Like, what have you heard in terms of that?
It's an amazing proactive approach. The way you're thinking, Mark. You are smart. You're in the industry for 40 years, and you the legend. But most of the developers right now, what they are really trying to pivot to look for opportunities or how they can change. But the main question is for you guys also. Maybe I'm asking you the same. No matter how you want to restructure the floor plate, the GFA is not going to change if you're going for a zoning approval. So as long as if the GFA is limited, but you guys trying to make the profit, obviously, because it should be a win-win because profit have to be there, then it's kind of hard to play around certain things, excluding amenities, like, how you can change that in terms of limiting, not to like 50 people or 100 people, but maybe space it out. Also, for example, working from home now, it's more like new trend. So utilizing space for different, instead of a one big area, maybe 5 different rooms or small boardrooms type amenities.
Right.
Moreover than the amenities, I'm trying to emphasize more like the entire world is going towards zero carbon. So even California state, I think they announced by 2035, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be zero emission, meaning every car should be in the street should be EV. So as a developer point of view, if you want to look forward in 10 years, how you want to, improve the way of you doing the construction, maybe build a building that becomes zero carbon. The condo fee should be dropped all the way from average, let's say 85 cents, can bring down to 30 cents or 40 cents. If you could build something like that, you are the industry revolutionized, developer who have done it in the first time in the history of condo market. And why I'm saying it, because like, for example, King, we could buy probably 30% discounted price compared to what is selling in the average market right now. Price point, we could even buy a 450,000 or 400,000 for a studio condo, where everything is selling close to 600. But the condo fee, even for a smallest, tiniest 300 square feet, people are paying close to $700 because everything's included. And if someone who can think outside the box and say, let me buy the whole building, revamp it, find a way to bring the price down, they make 40%. You don't even have to rebuild the entire building spending 300 million. That's where the money is. So something like that, that's that again, I mean, I'm thinking something like, if everybody going for, Tesla, EV, cars should be, zero energy efficiency, so solar system. So this is something to think about it.
Yeah.
Well, we are trying our best. Our coming up Adelaide project is right on a bicycle lane. We spend the whole summer dealing with bicycles, but we try to do as much energy efficiency as we can. And even now, one of the things we're looking at, quite frankly, in Glenville, particularly, is filtration systems in the HVAC system to make the air as clean as possible. So we're looking at all those kind of things. But can we go back? Going back in January, we were all together in Miami on our last big trip. And we were at that time already starting to do some pre-planning for our upcoming Adelaide project. And if you remember a lot of the conversation, the question was, and everybody was tummeling about it, was if you had a choice between a 1-bedroom, 475 square foot unit or 1-bedroom plus den, 500 square foot unit, but the end price would be another $50,000, say whatever number is, right? And everybody had their own opinion, obviously, and you had your own opinion as well. But now post-COVID, with people working at home a little bit more, you think your clients would say, I'm going to spend the extra $50,000, even at X dollars a foot, but I want to make sure that if I have to work at home, I have a spot to work there. Would you think your clients would be changing a little bit?
100%. Even last time or last year when you asked the question, Mark, like there's two type of, when you are bringing a product to the market, and end of the day, people always look value. What you pay is what you get end of the day. No matter what, whether they're calculating price per square foot or price point unit. But when it comes to a smaller unit like 1+ den, people always look for, am I paying too much compared to what market is selling. Meaning, if I'm paying anything over 800,000, that's kind of a deal breaker. So that's why I always say, okay, even though it's 700,000, I'm just throwing a price. It don't have to be price point, price per square foot. They always say, okay, I'm buying a 1+ den, but potentially it's a 2-bedroom conversion, or maybe I can use this extra den as a work from home, or maybe a single family starting their, family life. Maybe they could use the den as an extra office space, extra bed to raise the kid. So that is a value addition. But post-COVID, people are leaning more towards extra washroom is really needed. Because sometimes even when 2 bedrooms, we are having a difficulty right now when you're renting it, even though it's a 2-bedroom, rooms are away from each other, but only 1 washroom. It's kind of hard compared to 2-bedroom, 2 full washroom. So
That's, I got to tell you, that's an excellent point. And you got to take a note on
Yeah,
that. That's
same,
very, very
I agree.
astute.
so
Yeah.
same thing goes back to 1+ den. Whenever we are building a 1+ den, 2 full washroom, it's more appealing for investors, also end users, compared to 1+ den, just 1 full washroom. But end of the day, if you can play around with the price point, you can still be a winner for that type of design. But people are looking for extra washroom. It's more kind of a need.
Oh, well, that's good. So let me ask you one last question, and then we'll sort of look at some of the projects. Mathany,
Yeah.
all the talking heads are telling us about a sustained period of low interest rates. How do you see that factoring into the market in 2021?
In terms of interest rate, Mark, like if you look at it, we were so lucky, even when we were paying 3% or 4% going back, let's say last four years, we were saying, oh my God, we're going to facing bubble. Look at US, what happened in 2008, but we were lucky that never happened, but it is coming. And it never came, and we pretty much passed through. Even though people will say it's V-shaped recovery, U-shaped recovery, I would say probably regardless of eliminate that, including all these, inflationary of government printing money. How much they're going to do it, we don't know. I think still there's more stimulus package may be coming. And if you look at US, they just passed a bill for an extra 900 billions. And I read an article, or I watched a video, someone mentioning this line, but I'm not sure the authenticity on that. Government in the last 6 months, they have printed more than in the history last 200 years. 200 years of history in United States, they printed in the last 6 months. So in terms of inflation, it's skyrocketed. And people talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the values went up because it's not just because government is printing off money like in the press. So people have no other choice alternative, invest it in real estate. That is a one and only tangible that you can feel it, you can collect rent, and and no matter what, people gonna buy real estate. So coming back to interest rate, HSBC announced 2 months going back, they be the lead industry leader, say we're gonna give you guys 1%. So the 5-year closed, excluding the variable 1%, it's a normal for HSBC's offering, but other banks are offering close to 1.5 to 1.74. That's the range. So having said that, the amount of money that government printed and the amount of deficit what they are carrying, and all these small businesses, restaurant, any service-oriented industry who have affected, it might be a suicidal attempt if they even dare to increase 1 basis point in the next 2 years. So I think going forward for the next 5 years, good run, we could take advantage of this lower interest rate and supply in the market. So that's why a lot of even hedge funds, like investing in mostly in high dividend yield real estate, compared to they have to leverage in some other oil or some other high leverage items. They are not playing, and so this is a good thing for investors, for real estate, for developers, for us. It's an amazing opportunity to take advantage of the low interest rate. One more thing, Mark. Think about, like, 2 years ago, people were easily not complaining. They carrying average of 600,000 to 700,000 mortgage on a 1.2 million, 1.3 million house, paying 3.5 or 4% interest. Now that dropped to 1/3 of it. So technically they should be able to own a 2.5 million house. And the main reason also, a lot of detached homes when the price never kind of dropped it, because people were still thinking, oh, my mortgage payment went down almost 30% dropped. It's not technically dropped, but they can save if they get refi. So I can afford to buy even 300,000 more expensive houses. So that's why a lot of multiple offers and resale market were really strong in the last couple of months. That was the main reason. But the condo market never get that appreciation because of the delta, the price of the resale market and the pre-con. But it will catch up. That pent-up demand will catch up, like what happened in 2009-10 is a matter of 2023-24. Not like right away in the next year. I think we will have a good solid run especially for 2022-23.
Well, that's great. So let's spend a moment looking at some of the projects that you've been involved with lately with us. We'll spin through that, and then maybe we'll go down memory lane a bit. So Karina's going to be putting on some of his projects. So Artist Alley, you probably, like, how many units did you sell in Artist Alley? Probably quite a bit, huh?
Quite a bit, all double digits.
So Artist Alley is coming out of the ground, and it's actually one of my favorite projects. It is absolutely astoundingly beautiful.
So-
And with COVID and everything, the construction is actually, believe it or not, ahead of schedule. We were lucky. We lost a few weeks in the early days, but we caught up, and we're going full speed ahead. We still have some units left. We have really good, like 5% deposits. You almost can't go wrong.
And we haven't dropped, like, the prices weren't affected, like, COVID wise. We released these new units at, high price per square foot, and they're selling at that price.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, most of the units, as you could appreciate, you're going to guess this, are probably larger units and like higher in the building. I think at the end of the day, when the building's finished, those are going to be the best units that we will have.
Absolutely.
The layouts are amazing.
Yeah.
And we got promotions now with parking and deposits that you just can't duplicate.
Yeah.
Right. We're well after our construction ratios. We're well under construction, so we could afford to give you real good deals with deposits. And now we're throwing in a good deal on parking.
I actually took advantage of that too. We just bought it like probably a month ago or 2 months ago during the COVID time.
Yep.
And being a platinum agent with Lanterra, what we sold 3 years ago at Artist Alley compared to now, the price has obviously, changed.
Gone up a lot.
We cannot go back in time 3 years, because sometimes clients ask, oh, this is how much price you sold.
Famous last words.
Now you ask me to buy this. But even being involved ourselves in the industry, knowing that, I still invested, because I think this is where the money. This is a really an amazing location. The most, I think, it's a very vibrant, like next to university and Dundas, and entire world-class 5 hospitals, and I think even UFT they received an award, a donor recipient for 100 million for research lab, so they are building close to university and Queen.
Yeah.
That's currently under development, and also tickets also they are building, I think close to 40-story building, so they're expanding their beds. There's a lot of transformation is happening, especially along University Avenue.
All right.
And
Well,
this
let's
is-
move on because there's a lot of graphics here.
Here-
Parliament.
here
You
it
guys have been pretty supportive with Parliament as well.
But this
Again,
is
it's
where.
one of the most
I
favorite
just want to
buildings. Sorry.
say, Sujan bought a penthouse recently here, and I just really want to know about that purchase.
Well, it's almost like a picture frame, and if you look at it, the entire skyline of Toronto, it's unobstructed forever, pretty much.
Yeah.
No matter what the developments coming in between or along the south, that view it's there. And every single time when we were selling a project, we always say, okay, how many units that came or went through out of your hand, you give the opportunity to the clients, but you never take, sometimes say, okay, maybe I should own it. So I said, you know what, this is the time, like I'm owning it. Like, so that penthouse, like, I think we should all celebrate and party together.
Okay.
By 2020.
I think what you got to do is you got to, like, whatever Sujan buys, you buy the unit next to him.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Karina? So Glen Hill, it's a bit of a specialty project. Personally, it's my favorite project. I spent a crazy amount of time. So this project is selling like at about $1,200 to $1,300 a foot. We've done extremely well at the beginning of COVID with very large units. It's a very neighborhood-oriented building, but it has 22 hotel rooms. I think at the end of the day, people buying condos here, and we have, like, our sweet spot for this unit is a little bit larger than downtown. It's about 1,100 square feet, 2-bedroom. But that's going to be our sweet spot unit here. And those units, there are not that many of them. It's a relatively small building, 112, 113 units. But very, very well received, and actually a thing of beauty. This building, when it's finished, will be the only one of its kind in a very large market that it serves. And I'm going to be living in it personally.
And this is
One of those
the
condos on
opposite of,
top.
this is like the opposite of everything else. We've been selling the most expensive units first, like one by one during COVID. We're talking 3, 4.
And a lot of very prestigious people.
Yeah.
And it's one of our promotions now coming up, at the end of the year, Boxing Day promotions in terms of deposits. But the finishes are amazing, and the people living here are going to be very high class, and the values are going to be amazing once the building gets built. Let's keep on going. So 50 Schollard, we're really very excited about. We're well under construction now. It took us a while getting permits because of COVID, but if you go by the site now, you're going to see a ton of machinery. And what we're doing is we're going to have a new release coming out towards the end of January. Ann and I have been working very, very hard on those units. And we're going to, again, introduce them to our favorite agents, and you're going to want to look out for those. They'll be priced and, with promotions that will be almost irresistible. So we're sure we're going to be talking towards in January. When they write the book on Lanterra, at the end of the day, no question about it, Schollard's going to be on the first page. There's no question about it. Of all the projects that we built, and there's some doozies like Maple Leaf Square and Ice, the Schollard's going to be on the first page, page number 1, no question about it. And lastly, where is Notting Hill? We're having Notting Hill coming up, Karina. So Notting Hill, again, you've been very supportive. We only have a couple of units left, but other than that, we're going to re-release units later in the spring. The prices are going to go up noticeably because that LRT is coming up fast. I think you know. It's one of the best values in the city, given the transit, the location, and it's going to look a lot like Treviso in terms of quality. And you've been very supportive, and we'd love to see a post-COVID back in our sales office. So that's what we have on the agenda today. But before we close up, I would like to go down memory lane a little bit with you guys on some of the great trips that we've done. If you remember, because it's not just that we work together, we have fun together and we're friends and develop relationships. And there you are. And Mathany is always a star of the show. Look at her.
We want to hear from you a little bit before we say goodbye, Mathany, but we'll go through this.
Absolutely.
That's at the AGO, yeah.
Yeah, AGO. That's probably St. Martin on the left, Miami on the right.
Yeah.
Or are they both Miami?
Both Miami.
So Mathany was really a bull on T-shirt, but like hiddenly she was helping me. People didn't know that.
That's the insider trader.
Yeah. It was a cooked up deal.
It's amazing how all the platinum brokers know one another and get along so well. But when we got to competing in Miami, boy, did we compete. It was amazing. So Mathany,
Yeah.
tell me how you're feeling for 2021 coming, because 2020 has definitely been tough.
Yeah. I want to share a few thoughts about Lanterra. I always tell my clients, anytime they come, it's Sujan and I myself, always we say Lanterra is our family. And the reason is not just because of the pure relationship of friendship we have with you guys, and obviously Barry and Chris, who's not here, and the entire Lanterra family, including Ken, Debbie, and everybody else who's there. We want to say, we're very grateful to all of you guys for your friendship. Now, apart from that, I think anytime any clients approach to us and say, which builder do you work with? Who's the best? Where's the best location? One thing we do is we are validators for Lanterra because, Sujan mentioned a few projects, but we have invested in Lanterra projects. In the last 15 years, we've been with you guys from Maple Leaf Square to Ice Condos to Treviso. Anytime you walk into, even Brit right now, 11 Wellesley, you walk in, you see the end product. How many builders out there that are giving this type of product, the end results, right? At the end of the day, it's not just about, saying here's the pretty picture we're going to deliver, but at the end, who's actually delivering that? That's why I think we vouch for you guys, from day one. There's no question about it. And most of all clients that come up to us it's about, okay, how are we going to make money? What's the PSF at? You guys have known history to always sell at the right price, and that's why our clients have been always been able to make money in 4-year 5-year term in any pre-con project. We have picked a handful of builders that we work with in a year time, maybe 2 or 3, and that's it. We don't do like 20 sites at once. And that's, I think that's one of the big thing that we focus on is just few builders who are actually good quality in terms of integrity of the builder, location, the end result, and how are they actually building well. So we build relationship with the builder to help our clients to build wealth over long term, right? And that's all because of the support the Lanterra family has given us. So you guys have put us not just as platinum brokers, but 100 million founder member. That is just something that elevates us to another level, and it's all because of you guys. And that actually helped us to support so many of our clients to understand, the depth of why we invest and we believe in Lanterra. I think we can stand by any day, anytime and say, you guys are one of the best we've ever worked with. We look forward to working with you guys in a very long term. And I think you can't go wrong if you look at all the history of just location wise. If you look at Treviso, a lot of people at that time when you were selling, people are like, why that? Why not core downtown? Why not financial district? But look at we've had so many people, even during the whole COVID time, we've had multiple offers on properties that we sold just at Treviso, or even just rental wise. The market's just hot. So anytime Rodeo condos, shops at Don Mills, it's just another fabulous location that no other builder thought of building in that type of quality, so those are just some of our favorite projects, and I can go on, but yeah, so I just want to say our heartfelt gratitude to you guys. You guys are number one, the best, and wish you guys the best, and we will always be supporting you guys. So thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mathany.
You
That
guys
was-
are gonna come with us to the North Pole?
I'm gonna cry.
For Santa?
And the trips, how can I not say anything about that? From like Rio to St. Martin, Miami, London. When Mark said, we're taking you to London to, show you Notting Hill, and we're going to bring this to Toronto, we're like, really? You can bring Notting Hill to Toronto? But you've proven it already. Like the whole plan, it's just amazing. When we went there, with the experience you give us, it's not just about the trip, it's the experience that you guys give us. There's no other builder out there that, as much as we love few of them the same way, the value you guys give to your agents, how you guys respect us, and how you guys make us feel part of you to make a lot of decisions. Even with construction, you begin a project, you pick our brains and you take our feedback and you actually input, and the end result is just fabulous. So thank you for all those amazing trips.
Well, we thank you too for all of your hard work, for all of your loyalty, for all your opinions, all your suggestions. I mean, I'd sit in the sales office sometimes, Mark, and they would come at me and start hammering me, do this, do this, do that. And even though it's a lot, it's always taken in and it's always presented and it always works. So it's much appreciated on our end. And you're right. Like, it doesn't even feel like we're on opposite ends, and it doesn't feel like business. It feels like we're a family working together, helping one another to succeed, and be not just to succeed, but also be friends for life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this has been great.
Sorry, the way Anne runs it, nobody can run it like that. I just look up to you as a woman.
We know.
She's
we
my,
know.
she's my, like role model. Like, wow. Even my kids, they're like, wow, I have to be her one day.
I can't do it without my team. I have to give them.
Well, we're going to be
Mark and Lanterra team either.
We're going to be interacting a lot in 2021. We are very bullish. I think you're right, Sujan. It's a blip, and we're going to go back. We're really excited about our upcoming project in Adelaide. You guys are going to be there, front row. It's probably one of our most amazing projects. I keep saying it, but everyone is the most amazing project. But this one really is.
Before we finish
sorry.
it, I just 1 minute, Mark, of your time. Honestly, like, it's been a wonderful journey. It's not just when we started, we never thought like, we're going to make this much of history in the last 15 years. Without especially the sales staff, Mathany mentioned also, Ken, Debbie, entire team of, hands is a very supportive, and we need that kind of a, working together environment team to produce this type of volume for us. And, we are in a unique mission to help and finding a path to financial freedom throughout, especially to make money for our clients. And, and we are very good at what we're doing. And it's almost like, for us, it's about 30,000 hours of experience. I mean, 15 years, we have put dedicated boots on the ground, just interacting with clients, developers, and, it's an amazing journey. And most of the time when clients ask, like, how are you looking towards 2021 or 22? Again, we are so fortunate to amplify our positivity towards helping, where they can invest, because it's Canada, the most diversified, I think, have rules, number one, because the rules is really important, and transparency, most regulated governance, economic stability. So I think we're going to do wonderful, especially in years to come. 2022, 23, it's going to be the best year. 21, it's a pivotal term in terms for us to look and say how we can change certain things and pave it off. But 22, 23 is going to be an amazing year, and we're going to do a lot of business together. Looking forward to it, Mark.
You know what makes you guys special? I've said it to PK, I said it to George. I'm going to say to you, it's just amazing to find these brokers like you that really care about your clients. It's not just making a sale. I've never experienced that amount of care that you guys offer to your clients, and I hope they know that they're in the best hands. It's amazing to me to watch all of you do that all the time.
Thank you, Ann.
Okay, so guys, it was great chatting.
Miss
We
you.
have Ann, her staff, everybody, Lanterra, wishing you and your family happy holidays. Stay
Happy
safe.
holidays.
We really look forward to interacting in person
Yeah.
as early as possible in 2021.